Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong. This is my attempt at showing you how the refreshed and upgraded interiors would look like once the new right-hand drive Model S and X hits our shores. A quick preface please, I am not a visual effects expert, so kindly forgive my technical limitations. This video is an inspiration from Minimal Duck's YouTube video, which is linked below. For folks who do not know, Aresh Malik of Minimal Duck, whom I had the pleasure of meeting via Clubhouse, is the inventor of scent wedge fragrances for a Model 3 and Y, and I presume that it will work in the Model X and S as well once it drops. Thanks a million for the inspiration, mate. And now on to the video. I live in Wollongong, Australia, and as you know, we are not going to see the refreshed Model S hit our shores till 2022. So I wanted to see if we can manage driving with the Yoke Steering Wheel here down under. I chose this particular route because there are a fair number of roundabouts. There are built-up areas with variable speed limits, and it is in close proximity to the motorway as well. So this route I thought will give us a full gamut of the driving experience. So I masked the steering wheel and added the lower part cutout made from cardboard to simulate the Yoke steering wheel. This video was filmed after two separate 15-minute dry runs because I had to rewire my brain to keep my hand at around the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock positions. In the straight segments of the road, it's quite easy to keep the hands in the 3 and 9 o'clock positions, but it is in the roundabout that I needed to retrain myself, as you can see here, because I found that I kept trying to cross my arms to reach over to the other side when I was making a sharp right or left turn. And then I figured it out, because a one-handed turn is super easy to perform if one had a firm grip on the steering wheel. I have found that the S and X steering wheels are much smoother to turn than in my Model 3, which is a bit more firm, so one-handed turns helped immensely. Sometimes I was consciously avoiding the masked portions of the steering wheel, but within a few minutes it became more second nature. Now, my good mate and fellow Phantom Lane 4 crewmate Rob of Sid EV has been ploughing the ADR or Australian Design Rules guidelines to see if there was anything challenging the street legality of the Yoke steering wheels, and is yet to find anything in that regard. At the time of publishing this video, both United Kingdom and the Netherlands have approved the Yoke steering wheel, so I reckon it may not be too much of a problem here in Australia as well, but we'll wait for the good news on that one. As you can see, the one-handed operations make negotiating complex bends much easier. Now please do remember that this video was shot at low speeds of less than 50 kilometers an hour because of the speed limits in this area. I'm not sure if the complex bends can be negotiated at higher speeds. A kind reminder to click on that subscribe button and also smash that bell icon please. Now, as you know, the new design is meant to be a stockless design, so these two buttons serve as right and left indicators in the new design. Here, I negotiated a sharp left turn at the traffic lights, one-handed of course. Now, with regards to that stockless design and the indicator buttons, Elon Musk had said that the cars will intuitively know where we are going to turn and turn on the appropriate indicator. Well, I'm going to have to experience it before I comment on that one, so the jury is out on this one. But we do have something similar where the car automatically turns on the indicators when we are about to take an on-ramp or off-ramp with Navigate on Autopilot engaged. So there is certainly some precedence to that, but it'll be interesting to know how it all works. That is some next level AI stuff, I must say. I think now is a good time to activate that Autopilot. Of course, I had to use the stock to activate the Autopilot in my 2018 Model S. So old school, isn't it? Damn. But instantly I found that driving got loads better, as it always does. Autopilot software and hardware does all the heavy lifting for you. As with a full circle steering wheel, all I had to do was rest my hands at 9 and 3. That's 17 inches simulation, which I recorded from a second run that I did in my Model 3. So do forgive the mismatch in car shape and color, please. That traffic light visualization is still stunning despite using it for all these months. Once I hit that motorway, I instinctively activated Autopilot and relaxed a wee bit. Just like in my other Autopilot run videos, I was ready to intervene, and sure enough, I had to intervene as there was a moving roadblock ahead. So I took over briefly, corrected the position and went back to Autopilot again. So on straight roads and roads with gentle bends, the combination of Autopilot and Yoke Steering Wheel is an absolute breeze with very little friction in adoption of the same. But I'll tell you where I think there may be some problems. For folks with cervical pain or neck pain, particularly nerve impingement type of pains, holding the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock positions for long periods of time may be uncomfortable. The off-ramp that we just passed was a breeze to negotiate, but I did have some trouble looking over my shoulder when I had to take that sharp left. Because of the inclination of the road and the roundabout, the act of looking over the shoulder caused some strain, and for people with pre-existing pain, it may aggravate it further. Again, all this becomes a moot point once FSD beta hits our shores. The videos shared in social media by the beta testers have shown how FSD navigates these circumstances with relative ease and with iterative improvement over several beta updates. For some strange reason, I found these large radius roundabouts a bit more difficult to negotiate. I wasn't able to figure out why, even when I rewatched the footage. I'm sure there is some awesome physics principle explanation or mind over matter explanation for that. If you're able to think of something, please do leave your thoughts in the comments below. I have a separate in-depth buyer's guide video for your Model X and Model S on my channel. Do check that out. I'll leave a link in the description of this video as well. In that, I've gone through all of the Aussie trims, the price range, and the speed and range that are available in our new Model X and Model S. Do not miss that. The next part of this video is essentially an urban autopilot challenge. So here we go, the very first urban autopilot challenge with a yoke steering wheel here in Wollongong. I've been meaning to showcase how well autopilot works in these smaller roads in my earlier videos, but unfortunately I never had the opportunity to show the same. I'm really happy I was able to record this in this run. The yoke steering wheel, turning while the car negotiates the upcoming sharp left turn, is absolutely brilliant. Yes, autopilot was engaged throughout this run. I just can't wait for Beta FSD to come to our cars here in Australia. Now for a few words about the lovely interiors that the new Model X and Model S are going to sport. This 17 inches landscape oriented screen is absolutely gorgeous, and I like it more so cause now the screen can tilt in a horizontal direction. Some folks have had to add a third-party tilt hinge in their Model 3s and Model Ys. They will definitely love this feature. I have had no issues with the tactile response of these screens, but I've heard from a fair number of people that they have problems with the tactile touch, particularly the unintended touch was a bit bothersome to them. I have a suggestion for Elon and for Tesla. Maybe consider adding haptic feedbacks like in our phones, which will give some tactile response to the touch inputs. I love this minimalist design. My initial thoughts on the Model 3 were, I love this look, but I do miss that drive dash screen. I even mentioned that in my buyer's guide video. I hope they do not remove the smaller screen cause it gives a more premium feel, and sure enough, it's still there. I wonder what UI or user interface the car will feature. If you ask me for a bet, I'd say V11 or version 11 of the software will drop later this month, and we will have that as default in the new Model S and Model X. I believe V11 will borrow heavily from the Cybertruck UI. The hatchback vents have gone the Model Y, Model 3 route, and I'm sure a similar sensor and touch control input will come to the S and X too. The charging pads are a deft touch, and I like this better than the charging pads in my Model X, which I made a review and setup video about on my channel. Now I'm sure all of you have your thoughts on the interior looks, the exterior upgrades or relative lack thereof, and of the yoke steering wheel too. I would love to hear them all. Please leave them in the comments below. This video took considerable effort to produce, so please do click on that like button and share this with your family and friends. Another kind reminder to click on that subscribe button and click on that bell icon too, please. If you are in the lookout for a sexy of your own, an S3, X or Y, kindly consider using my referral code. Link is there in the description below. As you know, my supercharger credits go into my hire Model 3 SR Plus, which I hire out via ev.com.au, ex-Canberra. A lot of you have hired the car as a surprise gift for your significant other, and I'm really humbled to be a part of your special day. Some of you have used my code too. Really humbled, mates. Thank you very much. Until I see you guys in another interesting video very soon, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong. I leave you with this short making video. See you soon. Peace.